Okay, hello, welcome everybody. It's Chris Johnstone here. Hope you are having a fantastic day today so far. We'll hop right into things. We're a minute early here. Just wanted to make sure we don't have any technical issues. Then we'll get right into today's content. Probably spend about 15, 20 minutes, maybe a half hour. Just want to make sure we get all of your questions answered and get you some additional value here. So you should be able to see our screen right there, and we'll pull up one of our Facebook accounts and show you something super cool that we're working on right now before we hop into our scripting. And you should be able to hear me, and our audio should be nice and crispy and high quality for you. So if you can see the screen and you can hear my voice, just go ahead and type yes into the GoToWebinar chat panel there and let me know that everything is okay and that everything is looking good. John, perfect. Thank you so much. Kelsey, awesome. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. It's great to see everybody here and hope that you are having a fantastic week. So here we go, 2 o'clock, right on time. We're going to hop right into our content here. Now, any questions that you do have while we're going through the content, obviously just type those right into the chat and we'll get all of your questions answered while we're going through the presentation. So the first thing that I wanted to start off with is showing you a new campaign type that we've been playing around with. And as you know, I test a lot of these campaigns inside our own internal mortgage business. We test them, make sure that we're actually getting good quality leads through the funnel, that we close deals from it, and then we roll it out client facing. And this has been one of those really successful tests. So at this point, when you're working with us as an agency, you've got an option of, there's chatbot campaigns, there's Facebook lead ad campaigns, there's general traffic campaigns, there's free report campaigns, retargeting campaigns. We run the gamut, and basically you get to pick and choose the type of customers that you want to come through your funnel, and we have a campaign built out for that. And as you know from our session that we did 2 weeks ago, we are also building out and working with copywriters, or I should say a copywriter, a very high level copywriter, building out specific follow-up sequences for all of the different lead campaigns. We take campaigns where we already have a significant number of leads in them, dump them into the Agent Legend LO system, and watch the response rates that come back. When we have a campaign that performs above 40%, that's our baseline metric for what we consider a success, we then are able to then launch that out and give it to you. So the workflow that we're working with is a campaign on Facebook, and it could be a chatbot, it could be the funnel that I'm going to show you here, it could be the open house campaign, any number of those campaigns. The lead is generated, it is then passed over to the Agent Legend system, or some of our clients have decided not to go with the Agent Legend system, which is totally cool. That's totally fine with us. Some people have internal systems, or they're built out on Django, or they have their own internal CRM. We're totally cool with that. And they're following up on the leads and making those calls manually, and that's okay too. But that's your process. You generate the lead, you put it into a follow-up system, and then you nurture those people over time, knowing that there's going to be the low-hanging fruit. The majority of the opportunity is going to convert kind of within like the first 30 to 45 days. Then after that, that drip takes care of all of the subsequent deals that are going to come through the leads that you're generating in the first month, and then the second month, and the third month, and it compounds and builds on top of itself. So today, what we're going to be covering is a new campaign type, and then what to say on the phone when those people call back into you. So this new campaign type, we'll dig right in here. We've got a campaign running for our client Puneet, and we've got $211.36 spent inside this campaign, and this is active. This is one of our clients, and what you can see is we've generated a total of 240 clicks that have come through this advertising campaign. And what we're doing is we're running a 9-question survey, And we're taking these people through essentially a qualification survey. And actually, I'll take you in here and I'll show you the ad that we're running. And we've got over 50 leads through this system in that short period of time. So I'm just going to click on, well, let me give you the ad that's performing the best. So we've got 159 clicks through this campaign here. And I apologize, this seems to be lagging, so hopefully the audio is still okay. If not, we'll take we'll go slow through this part so that you can still hear me. So our ad copy goes like this. Attention GTA renters, because that is the target. You know, we're turning renters into buyers for this specific campaign because that is what the client wants. This program makes it easier for GTA renters to become homeowners with as little as 1 monthly rent payment saved in the bank. Find out your options by clicking here. So we've called it the GTA Fast Fund Home Buyer Program. And obviously we have an image of a home that matches the specific marketplace. So it resonates with the marketplace. Now, when somebody clicks on Learn More, the button, or they click on the actual link, they are then taken to this survey page. And you can see here, we built this inside a tool called Survey Gizmo, and it takes about 7 minutes for somebody to go through this survey. And this is exactly what it looks like. So this section up here at the top, it says preview test mode, that doesn't show up, but these look beautiful on a mobile phone, right? Most of the traffic that's coming through this campaign is mobile. It shrinks this photo down. It looks really big on the desktop, but when you look at it on the phone, it's just this beautiful little picture that shows up at the top of the screen. And then it gives us the offer. It says GTA Home Buyer Program. This home buyer program makes it easy for GTA renters to become homeowners. You'll notice this matches the exact copy that's in our most successful advertisement, right? Again, that low threshold to entry. They've already clicked on the ad, so we know that the ad copy resonated with them, so we just tell them the exact same thing on the landing page to get them to start going through the process. Now, the process says, do you currently rent or own? And they select the option and then click on next. There's a little status bar down at the bottom that shows them how far they are along the process. And then it says, where are you looking to purchase? And they type in the city name. So we'll just call this Memphis, right? And then they click on next. And this seems like a lot of work, but as soon as you see the conversion numbers, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. So when are you planning to request your home loan? And let's say within the next month. What is your estimated credit score? Just a guess is fine. Now, keep in mind, we've modeled this as close as possible to a short form loan application so that when you get the leads through and you look at them, you're able to actually identify whether you're probably going to be working with a moderate quality credit score, or if you even just don't want to call the person back at all and just let the system do its work. But this allows you to, again, cherry pick those really hot leads and give them an immediate call to make sure that you're going after the hottest leads possible first. So we're going to say we've got a great credit score. How much would you like to borrow? Just an estimate, 400,000 plus, which is going to be the mortgage amount. Do you have a real estate agent that participates with our home buyer program? And this is essentially asking them whether or not they're participating with a realtor. And again, you get statistics on all this stuff. So once you run the funnel, we're able to generate a report for you to show you how many people were working with a realtor, what the average credit score was that was coming through the program, you know, renters versus buyers. Now, obviously, this particular campaign for Puneet is putting out a very high rate of renters because that's who we're targeting with the advertisement. That's who we've written the copy for. But again, you can kind of customize who comes through your funnel based on the ad copy that you're writing and the different targeting options that you're using. Question number 7, have you ever purchased a home? Yes or no? Question number 8, first name only, please. And we're going to mark this as Chris Test. And then after their phone number, we are, or actually, after their name, we are getting their email. So this is Chris at you can see we're 80% done. Verified current mobile number. And then submit. So 10 simple questions that has that going through. Now it looks like maybe it doesn't like the dashes that I've put in there. So we can get rid of that. And there we go. And then it says, thank you, we'll be reaching out shortly if you have any questions, and then the phone number, and then all the compliance information down at the bottom that we need in order to make that compliant. So now, if we actually take a look at the results from this particular campaign, so let's take a look. Actually, I'll just take you back to the home page, and you can see, and then I'll dive into more of the responses for you. So Puneet is here. So you can see we've had 56 responses, and there's an average of 14 per day. But you can see here we've got these other campaigns that are following through. So Stephen and Mike and Brad, they're all hopping on this campaign. And you can see we're generating 3 leads a day, 6 leads a day, 7 leads a day, 12 leads a day. But Puneet's up here at 14 leads a day. She's got a total of 56 responses. And then if we take a look at the results, that's 56 leads. I'm just doing the math here. So 56, and we had spent a grand total on this campaign of $211.36. Which is a grand total of $3.77 per lead that's coming through the funnel. But check this out. And again, the cost per lead isn't really that important. What is important is the actual funding ratio of these leads into deals. And by having these people jump through all of these hoops, we're finding that we're getting somebody that is actually more responsive to the Agent Legend system on the back end and responding back. So most of our systems are at about that 40% conversion ratio of these leads here. We're seeing roughly a 50% response rate. Now, over time, I think that's going to go down a little bit, but it gives you a rough idea. Now, we've had a grand total of 139 people start this survey, and 56 of them completed that. So if you look at a grand total of just over 240 clicks, so 240 people saw that survey, 56 of them went through all 10 questions and gave their information, where 83 of the people got partway through the survey and then stopped. And the great thing about this system is you get all of their information. So even if they're only partially filling out the information, like Bruce here, like maybe Bruce had a problem with the phone number like I did, so he bailed out at the very end, you can still click on that record and see all of the answers to his questions. So if we click on Bruce's contact, it says, do you currently rent or own? It says rent. Where do you want to buy? Toronto, in more than 5 months, good credit, wants to borrow $300,000 to $400,000. Not sure, he's not working with a realtor. Have you ever purchased a home? No. And then he had a problem with the current mobile number, right? So that just gives you an idea of the actual system. Now, what do you say to these people when you get them on the phone? So this here is a rough call script. So keep in mind, the main thing that you want to do with these people is you want to start a relationship with them and you want to help them. That is the main goal of getting them on the phone, is to provide value to these people and then obviously take the mortgage application. But if you think about this logically from your own perspective, let's just say you're at home with your family. It's 7 o'clock at night. Dinner's done. You're sitting on the couch, just like, statistically, most people have the television on in the background. The family's kind of lounging around in the family area. And, there might be an iPad out and mom and dad may be playing on their phones, right? They're surfing Facebook and they see this offer for this, find out if you qualify for a home loan in this price range. And, or the offer that they've got here, like, yeah, we're renting and we do really want to buy. Let's see, take this survey and figure out if we qualify. So they're on their mobile phone and they're checking it out. They know that they're interested in moving ahead sometime in the future, but they're not like, it's not like they're out in a car with a real estate agent needing to get financing because they found the perfect house. Okay? That's a Google lead, right? Somebody that Googles mortgage lender and then calls you, that's a different lead than somebody on Facebook who's casually browsing and says, yes, I might be interested in this. So put your mindset in being that person and then think about the follow-up sequence afterwards. They fill out their information, they're comfortable enough with it that they're willing to give their name, their email address, and their phone number. They punch it into a form. They get a nice, friendly, ringless voicemail on the back end, a follow-up text message, and an email. They say, okay, I'm willing to take the next step. Okay, I've filled out the form, I'm interested. I've responded to the follow-up, I'm even more interested. When they get on the phone, it's not likely that the first person that they talk to, they're just immediately going to blurt out their social insurance number and want to go through a mortgage application. They have to feel comfortable with you and they have to want to go through the process. And the main thing that is going to get them to want to go through that process is to find out how much home they can qualify to purchase. It's not about, we need to buy a house right now. It's, okay, we're willing to go through the first step in this process and then put them in touch with a realtor, right? So this script helps you to do that. So this one here is written on the open house, but you can basically copy and paste out open house and put in whatever the offer is. So this works for the mortgage free report. And on this particular campaign that I showed you with the survey, you just say, I received your request for the ability to turn yourself from a renter into a buyer. And my team and I currently have some information for you. I'm looking forward to working with you. Does that sound good? And they say, yeah, I want to figure out if I can go from a renter to a buyer. So once you get that go ahead and they say yes, you ask them 3 simple questions. This is the whole first call that you're using to convert these people to the mortgage application. Keeping in mind, you may not take the app over the phone on the first phone call. It might take a second or a third follow-up call until they're comfortable, you've sent them testimonials, all those wonderful things, right? So first question is, do you know what type of home you're looking to buy and where? And the reason why we ask that question first is to steer them essentially away from thinking that this is some type of sales call on a mortgage, or that we're just trying to get their contact information. We want them to know that this is in direct relation to actually finding a home. It just qualifies the interest of the lead. And if they say, we don't know, we're not really looking yet, you know that you don't have to spend any more time on the phone with them because they're not in market. They're not a high quality lead. And you just say, hey, would you like me to reach out again in a month? No problem. And you can just schedule that into your follow-up system and away you go. So if they do say, hey, I'm looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, we're looking in this part of the city, and these are, we'd like to have a pool, we don't want it to have a pool, whatever it is. If they have any type of rough idea as to what their perfect home looks like, you've got a decent lead that's actually started to do their research and they're actually becoming an in-market lead to actually convert. So if they give you any type of information on the property, you say, okay, great. Are you currently working with a realtor? Now, this is qualifying the lead to see if you can refer them to a real estate partner, or if this is a lead that you can leverage into a new realtor referral relationship. So whether they answer yes or no, this is an opportunity for you because they're in market for real estate, right? So if they say, yes, I'm actively working with a realtor, you say, oh, great, that's fantastic. I know a lot of the local realtors in the marketplace. Would you mind telling me who you're working with? and you get the name of the realtor. You say, great, they're going to take great care of you. I've heard some really good things about them. Either I do know them or I don't know them, whatever it is. And you just go on with the conversation at that point. But you write down the name because you're going to reach out to that agent after you get off the phone with the lead and refer the lead back to them. And you say, hey, Mary, I just wanted to let you know, I just had a phone conversation with X buyer, right? They filled out one of my online forms. I do a lot of online marketing, and I just wanted to make sure that you didn't lose your client to somebody else, right? They're looking for this information, and here you go. I'd love to get together with you and talk to you about how we can drive even more of these leads back and forth together, and you work that to set up a coffee appointment, right? So you're essentially coming out of the blue, helping them do a better job of following up on their leads and making sure that they protect that client, which obviously gets great feedback from the agents. Now, if they say that they're not working with a realtor, say, great, how soon are you looking to buy? I see on the survey says you're looking in the next 3 to 4 months. Now is the time to really start interviewing agents. Would you mind if I passed along a couple of names for some people to look at? I'm quite fond of X realtor that you're going to refer them to. Say, yeah, great, no problem. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to you tomorrow. I'll introduce you to the agent via email, and then I'll follow up after that just to see how the initial conversation went. And then you take that person as a realtor lead and pass it over to somebody that you have an active relationship with or somebody that you're looking to set a relationship up with. Either way, you get an open door with a realtor that you can leverage this lead with. Now, the third question is, do you know how much home you can comfortably afford? And the phrasing of that is actually pretty important. The other two questions, you can kind of like be loose with your scripting. This one's actually pretty important. Do you know how much home you can comfortably afford? You're letting them know that it's not a high pressure sales pitch. You're not just trying to qualify them into the application, but that you're actually helping them through the process. And the majority of people in the feedback that I'm getting is that they say, no, because nobody's taken the time to actually sit down with them, look at their finances, help them map out a plan. You know, if you're in the Canadian marketplace, have that conversation about GDS and TDS ratios and all that good stuff. So even if they've been pre-qualified for a mortgage on the other side of things, the question will get them to start to think, wait a minute, I know what my rate is, but do I know how much I can comfortably afford? I don't know that. I've talked to a mortgage professional, but I still don't know the answer to that question. And it opens up the door for you to reposition yourself as an expert. Now, again, it doesn't really matter what they say to the question, whether it's yes or whether it's no, because you're going to take them to the next step either way, or at least work them closer to the end of that process. Or you say, yes, I do know how much. Okay, great. Would you like to get a second opinion and just make sure that you're on the right track? It's just like buying a car. You wouldn't buy the first car that you test drive, and I'll just make sure that you're in good hands. I'm sure that you are, but it's always worth a second look. And then if they say, no, I haven't been qualified, you say, okay, great. Well, that's the first step, because a realtor won't want to put you in their car and take the time and effort to take you out and show you all these homes unless they know that you're shopping within a price range that you're comfortable with. So let's go through the process and just make sure. So where are you currently working? And you literally just start taking the app. You don't ask them, would you like to take a mortgage application right now? You walk them through the process. And then when you get to the point where you're asking those more detailed questions, you explain to them that you're taking the application and the benefits of what you're doing for them as a result of that. Now, they may say, hey, I'm just going to wait. You say, no problem. And at that point, you're then booking a follow-up call at a specific time and a specific date. And in between that, you send them an email and follow up, sending them testimonials of other people in the marketplace that they've helped. You send them your Google My Business page, all of the different social proof criteria or tools that you have in your toolkit. You're sending that to them in the meantime in order to make them feel comfortable picking up the phone and actually going through the mortgage application process, or coming into the branch, or doing it however you process your applications, right? So by this point in the conversation, you have three critical pieces of information. Can you refer the lead? And can you leverage this lead into a new realtor referral relationship? And do you have a lead that you can pre-qualify, right? So that's essentially how you go through this whole process. What I'm going to do is post this scripting inside our private Facebook group, and we're going to be getting a lot more active in there as time goes on. So this script is going to go up there so that you have access to it. Absolutely take this, use it. It's a very valuable tool for you. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay, so Eugene says, is that something that would be corrected to say no dashes in the telephone number? So we can't change the default question or the error response that goes back in the tool. But what we can do and what we will do is we'll have the account managers add a little section above the phone number that clearly states, write your phone number without the one and without any dashes, just write the numbers so that people have very clear instructions on how to do that. John, hello, John, welcome. How do you get into the Facebook group? So you were sent an invitation when you originally signed up, and I'm going to have your account manager send that to you again, get you into that private Facebook group. And again, we're just kicking it off, so it's relatively empty right now, but you can expect to see a lot more of me in there sharing information like this, answering questions, and just kind of helping through campaign walkthroughs. You'll get to know me, and you'll get to know that I'm a pretty hardcore numbers dude. And so I love doing presentations on like the numbers and how things are actually rolling out, because this is Facebook lead generation, and it is all about the numbers. The Agent Legend LO system has it's solved a huge problem for us in our business, because it's starting to create consistency in the leads that are then communicating back to us, where it's kind of taken out that X factor of the follow-up. How often do you follow up? Is your assistant actually making the calls? Everybody was sending different text messages. Everybody was sending different emails. Now it's all just based on the system that we know works, and it started to kind of normalize the results across all the campaigns that we have. And I love that, again, because I'm a numbers guy. So this really does come down to the math behind the system. And so in that Facebook group, I'm going to spend a lot of time talking about the math, talking about the mindset, talking about how internet leads are different than what you're traditionally used to as far as referrals from realtors or referrals from your past customer database, and simple things like campaign walkthroughs like today, just showing you the different options that we have for you to generate those leads. So welcome to the program, John. It's fantastic to have you here. Thanks for attending the training today. And we're looking forward to getting you up and running and getting you some results. Eugene, absolutely. We're looking forward to having you in the Facebook group. Okay, perfect. Well, that is all the questions for today. I hope that you enjoyed the training. Watch out for that script in the Facebook group. And if you want like a direct copy, just email your account manager and ask for the script that was on today's call, and they'll all have access to it for you as well. So my name is Chris Johnstone. I hope you're having a fantastic Thursday, and I look forward to seeing you on our next training in 2 weeks. In the meantime, if you need anything, always reach out to your account manager. They have everything that they need, or that you need, I should say, and they look forward to hearing from you. So with that, have a great day, everybody, and we'll talk soon.